Lefty Winger reporting live from Washington on Kamala Harris, our Vice President. Here's what she said when asked the question, do you plan to soon be the White House resident? And she said, I'm already running the show. I take care of all foreign affairs. Then she just laughed and laughed and laughed and said, I give the Republicans nightmares. Then I asked Kamala about the border. She said, everyone is following our plan. Then she just laughed and laughed and laughed and said, we're getting America too weak to stand. And I asked why she wanted a weak America. She said that will usher in socialism. Then she just laughed and laughed and laughed and said, I'm going to rename it to Kamilaism. I also asked about President Biden's role, and I was surprised at what she said. Then she just laughed and laughed and laughed and said it's 11 o'clock before he gets out of bed. And I asked if she was going to visit the border. She said, why would I go down there? Then she just laughed and laughed and laughed and said, it's a crisis, but I don't care. And I asked about the women being raped and all the kids that are dying along the way. Then she just laughed and laughed and laughed and said it's just part of a Democrat's day. I asked, does all this not bother you? Most people think the situation is dire. And she just laughed and laughed and laughed and said it's what you do to stay in power. Lefty Winger reporting. It's a sad day.